Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. So before I get into it, for those of you who took part in the giveaway, I've yet to draw it. I'm really sorry that someone has been messaging you all. It's kind of sad when you try and do something nice for people and there's someone who wants to do something bad, you know. So I do apologize. I have had him removed, but the draw will take place around the 10th, give or take. So let's get that out of the way. So today I'm going to be talking about, it's more an academic side of things. I wanted to put out an educational video. I haven't put one out for a while. Well, I have, but I haven't, When I started the channel, I wanted to put out more academic style videos that concern the gold and silver market. So here's the theory and here's how it works in practice, because I think people can learn a lot from that side of things. Now, today I'm going to be talking about common mistakes that people make when buying and selling, but it's going to be down the academic side. I'm going to be talking about perception, I'm going to be talking about memory, and I'm going to be talking about heuristics. Now, I do have my notes. When it comes to coins, I know my stuff. When it comes to trading, I know my stuff. When it comes to the academic side of things, I do need a prompt. So I do apologize for that. Now, let's get into it. Firstly, I want to talk about perception. So perception is the idea that people kind of process information in an effective way, and that isn't how it works really. So perceptions differ across types of buyers. The perception of someone who's buying bullion might have the mindset, oh, I want strong bullion brands, or such as your Brits and your Eagles. I will come back to that later down the video. Or they might be saying, no, I want as much bang for my buck as possible, so I want cheap silver, I want generic. Oh, I want sovereigns, I want stuff with low premium, because down the line I'm going to be able to sell it and there's going to be little premium on it. It's ease of selling. But the problem is people see what they want to see. This is called cognitive dissonance. So if you understand that people have different perceptions, the perceptions of a stacker compared to the perceptions of a collector are completely different. The perceptions of someone who values bullion over someone who values semi-numismatic are completely different. If you don't value semi-numismatic, you're going to have a lower price. That's your perception of the coin. You're thinking, well, why would I want to pay extra? And that's okay. But you need to realize that it's an order board and people are going to perceive it differently. And this is where I've done very well in my trading, because I see it for what it is. For every person who wants to buy just a standard bullion coin, there's going to be someone who's happy to pay extra. And that may be because you've bought into a theme, or you bought into a date run, a theme being such as Marvel, or the Sonic coins. They did wonderfully well for me. I didn't pay much over bullion price. I've paid the added premium. Now, I don't mind, because the perception for me is that if I can find someone who perceives it in the way that I do, it's going to be up here. And if I don't, it's going to be just above the bullion rate. And this is a mistake that some people make. You just need to see the market for what it is. Now, I'm not saying buy just semi-numi. You are going to have losers. I'm not saying just buy bullion. I'm saying you need to understand that as a whole, you need to find one buyer when you sell, and people are going to perceive that in a different way. You just need to find the person who perceives it in the way that you do. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is memory and imprecision. So people kind of anchor their memory. So there's a reason that when the market's going badly, I don't slash my prices. Not on silver anyway. I sometimes do it on gold if I need to raise funding, and that's okay. But people have this perception that if a dealer like me slashes the prices on silver, that's kind of the benchmark. That's not a place you want to be in. So I will hold my prices here. It's spot drops. I drop it a little, but I'm not going to be dropping it right here, because it's suicide for me. Because as soon as people have that memory in their head, rightly or wrongly, they're going to say, well, actually, Sean, you've sold it for this, so why are you now pricing it at this? And it works both ways, really. If the market is up and everything's swinging, people don't have a problem paying the premium. So they're going to have this memory that everything's going well and the premium's fine. Buy. When it's not going well, the prices, they drop and drop because they've got this memory in their head. The only problem is that memories are not perfect. They're reconstructed from your emotions and your memories. Not your emotions and your memories. They're reconstructed from your emotions and how you think it happened. So you can think over something and it will change. And everyone's done that. You probably had a situation in your life where you thought about it, and then you kind of have a solid idea of what happened, but it may be not the case. And that happens to everyone. So you just need to be careful in the memory side of things, because it can cost you in ways that you probably wouldn't have thought of. If you believe that the market is a lot lower, but you've got memories of it selling higher and you're trying to sell higher, unfortunately you can only sell to the market in front of you. You can't say, well, this is worth £30 because it sold for £30 6 months ago. The reality is 6 months ago doesn't matter. Now, I wanted to talk about framing. So this is kind of cross between perception and memory. Now, framing, there's two things in the academic literature. I only really want to talk about one of them. I don't think the second one is actually relative to coins. And this is called the primacy effect. And what this means is you're going to have a choice, and certain things are going to be more prominent. So if I said to you, Bullion coins, Brits, Eagles, Maples, Noahs, Phillies, and Krugs, people are going to have the idea that Brits and Eagles are the better two, and the other four are not as good. And people do have that perception. They do have it in their memory that that's how it works. But the reality is, going back to what I said, you don't have to pay the premium on governmental mint coins. These 6 coins are very strong brands. You're not going to have a problem selling these. So people will put the Eagles and the Brits above the other 6 when given a choice. You know, they're going to have a more positive mindset about these 2 coins or these 2 brands. But it's not always the case, and sometimes it's not a better play to buy Brits and Eagles at a certain price when there might be a difference in price on the other 4. If Brits and Eagles are commanding a premium of an extra £2 to £3, why are you paying it when you can pick the other coins up? And this goes back to perception. You've only got to sell to one buyer moving forward. You just have to find the person with the right perception of the coin you have. So if someone is selling off the 4 coins because they perceive it to be a lesser brand, find someone who perceives it to be an equal brand. That's not too much of a jump either, because you can say, actually, I believe there is an issue in the way that the person priced it when I bought, and I can capitalize on that. And that's perfectly okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is heuristics. I've got to be quick though, because my camera cuts me off. But these are the decisions you make when your brain can't cope. So they're shortcuts. Now, in your head, you've got type 1 and you've got type 2. Type 1 is appropriate for low risk decision making. So sometimes you're going to be presented with an opportunity and you've got to make a decision very quickly. So you're going to, in your head, you're going to build up a picture of your perception and your memory and the framing, and you're going to end up buying a coin that you perceive to be lower risk over another coin. Now, going back to Brits and Eagles, they are perceived lower risk than the other 4 coins because they're easier to sell at a higher premium. It doesn't make it the right decision. You know, you've got to be thinking about what's going to make the most money for you as an individual. Just because they are perceived as a low risk, they're all low risk, but it doesn't mean it's going to make you the most. You then got type 2 heuristics, and these are the decisions that are of higher risk, and you got more time to think about these. I'm going to cut it here. I'm running out of time on the video, so it cuts me off at 10 minutes 55 exactly. If any of you've ever wondered why I don't make many longer videos, that is the case. I hope you found this useful. I hope it makes sense. If I'm talking gibberish, just tell me. And I do apologize about that clown who tried to hijack the competition. So take care, guys.